So it was only just a short month ago in which we finally saw the reveal trailer for Battlefield 1, and I am so hyped for this game. I'm really excited to see even more coverage of this game and to see the first multiplayer live footage for this game at EA Play, which is on June 12th. Really excited about that. At this event, we're going to have a lot of our questions finally answered about the multiplayer portion of this game. Today, specifically though, I want to talk about the money shot of the Battlefield 1 trailer. Yes, at the end where we saw that huge Zeppelin and possibly our protagonist staring at it. Now, I want to talk about the trailer real quick. There were a lot of different clips and moments that all looked awesome. Now, a lot of those clips look like very dramatized multiplayer moments. Maybe they won't happen in actual gameplay, but I think those moments could possibly come from the multiplayer section. However, this last shot looks very campaign driven. There's no army around, no tanks, no warships, just possibly our protagonist staring down this mighty Zeppelin. Now, I want to talk about multiplayer first and the possibility for Zeppelins. Did a little historical research, so I want to kind of use that and tell you guys how the Zeppelin could possibly be used. Now, the first time you saw the Zeppelin, you probably had a weird scenario in your head. Maybe you riding on horseback, you see a Zeppelin in the distance, your friend comes over you with a plane and has an epic dogfight with the Zeppelin, which results in the Zeppelin falling to its demise, engulfed by flames. Now, I hate to tell you this, but history just doesn't support that scenario. Now, DICE has the full right to dramatize this game to whatever capacity they want to. We've already seen some aspects of the game already dramatized a bit, such as what the soldiers are wearing in the trailer at the beginning with kind of that iron suit. So they could do the same with Zeppelins. Now, in the beginning of the war, World War I, Zeppelins were just used by the Germans. And pretty much throughout the war, they were only used by the Germans on the Western Front. Meaning, you're not going to see Ottomans or Russians interacting with any type of Zeppelins, which kind of stinks if you wanted to see that. Also, at the beginning, they were only used for recon missions, meaning that the Zeppelin might just function as a sort of Call of Duty-like UAV. Possibly this may be the place where your commander sits throughout the battle. Maybe they're in a Zeppelin doing recon, they're marking spots on the map via maybe a tablet, very much like Battlefield 4, in which they're able to mark spots in which you want to attack. Maybe if we're lucky, the commander will even be able to drop bombs. However, I really would like Zeppelins to be controlled by actual players with a controller instead of being sort of a commander outpost. Now, later in the war, yes, they were used for bombers, yes, they were super high up, but it's not like they backed up armies going into war. It's not like you saw Zeppelins and tanks and warships and planes interacting on the same battleground. Usually, you saw Zeppelins go into places like London or Belgium or even Paris, France, in which they would do bombing missions. Now, the most notable bombing mission was the one in London, in which the Germans were trying to scare the British out of war. Didn't really work though. Now, I don't really see how a situation like that could really be used in multiplayer. That looks more like a campaign moment. So maybe, yes, DICE may just dramatize the usage of Zeppelins. Maybe, if we're lucky, the German side, the Central Powers side, will have access to Zeppelins in maps and matches. However, I see it sort of in a limited form, maybe. Maybe a Zeppelin will spawn in, and then you, if you're on the Central Power side, have access to it. Now, you're probably thinking, wow, that's a huge advantage for the Central Powers to have a Zeppelin when the Allies don't have anything to counter it, and that's where you would be wrong. One, the Zeppelins have to be high up or they will be shot down, so I don't know if you'll be able to control how high or low the Zeppelin actually flies, or if you're just going to be bombing people. Now, whenever a Zeppelin's low, it's going to be taken out very easily. However, when it's higher up, even planes couldn't get to it. So that kind of keeps planes out of the equation too. However, when it's so high up, because the Zeppelin didn't really have any computers or fancy smancy technology, it was really hard for Zeppelins to aim accurately. So that may be a kind of counter to the Zeppelin's massive size and power. It may just be really inaccurate, and that may sort of balance the whole game. Also, later on in the war, the British actually had incendiary ammunition in which could actually take down Zeppelins pretty easily, so maybe we'll also have access to that in multiplayer matches as well in order to counter Zeppelins. Now, let's turn to a campaign situation. As I said earlier, we had London, we had Paris, we had Belgium. Not the Eastern Front though, no Russia, no Ottoman Empire. We're pretty much staying on the good old Western Front. So maybe we'll see a mission in which you take charge of a Zeppelin and you are in the bombing of London. That could be interesting. Maybe you're the British where they have formed incendiary ammunition and have to counter the Zeppelin. I'm really curious to see how Zeppelins are used. If they are doing historically accurate approach, it's going to be kind of hard to utilize Zeppelins in a cool, epic manner, sort of what gamers are expecting, because history doesn't really support the usage that they sort of teased in the initial trailer. I'm sure we will see the Zeppelin in some capacity at EA Play on June 12th, so stay tuned for that. If you guys agree what I said or have any different ideas for how the Zeppelins could actually be used in Battlefield 1, definitely comment down below. Let me know. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button up, and as always, click that yellow text that says subscribe. Really helps me out, and it also keeps you notified when new videos go up on the channel. That left thumbnail is going to take you to some Overwatch gameplay. Just got this game, really enjoying it, and there's some cool gameplay, live commentary, go check it out. And as always, that right thumbnail is going to take you to the newest video on this channel. Thank you guys for watching, and have an awesome day.